Friends, I'm back with another machine on the Vulnhub, which is HackathonCTF1, which link will be added into the description section below so that you can download it. Before we move forward, please, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. You're greatly appreciated. Of course, this machine is a very easy one. So without further ado, let's just get started. We can switch into the Kali Linux VM. As you can see, I'd like to zoom in the terminal so you can see what's going on. I use the options like scene scan, the virtual scan, the default script scan. And then I use the option of the -p- to do the comprehensive scan. Actually, this option is very important for this machine. Otherwise, some not common port number cannot be identified successfully. And then I use the option of the uppercase PN not to do the live testing for the target. And then output the result into this file by the option of ON. Of course, a map can support other types of formats. From the map scan, we can tell that the target has 4 open ports in total. The first one is 21, which is running FTP service and also the version information, which is VSFTPD 3.0.2. And then 23, which is running Telnet. Of course, this is very old service and is also not safe. And then 18, which is running HTTP service and also the version information, which is Apache 2. And from the default script scan, we can tell that the target has robots file available, and there's 3 entries in total. Later, we can check it manually by the browser. The next one, or the last one, is 7223, which is running SSH service and also the version information. So what we are going to do next, we need to do furthermore enumeration. And as I mentioned in the other videos, if you have already followed my channel, I hope you, if you're not, please do now. And if the target has a service running, like file sharing service, for example, like 21 or FTP service or Samba service or NFS service, such services should become the first choice to enumerate. This case should be FTP. And of course, from the default script scanning, we can tell that the target doesn't allow anonymous login for the FTP service. So we need to, how to enumerate, we need to know whether this version of FTP service has vulnerability or not. We can use search utility and autocomplete this command. No results. So what we are going to do next is to do enumeration for the HTTP service, both manually and automatically. Let's launch our browser to do the manual enumeration first. And we can put the IP address of the target into the address bar. Press enter. Not found. Very weird. Although, the map can tell that the target has HTTP service running. So I think this is some sort of a trick of this machine. And if you check the source code, as you can see, there are source code or HTML code, what we have already got from the target or the server. And then next we can check. Well, of course, we have to know that. We just use browser to access. And the 3 entries, the first one is CTF and FTC and sudo. So we can access all of them. CTF, nothing, not found. And we can check source code and FTC, not found. And then sudo, Not found. Very weird, right? And at the end or the bottom line has one message. It looks like this is encoded in base 64. Then we can use the echo and tunnel to base 64 command to decode. As you can see, I think this message or information must be left by the author. Yeah, we need to do the brute force for the SSH surface. All right. So before we try to do that, of course, we need to get the username first and do the cracking with a Hydra or like Medusa. So now we need to do more immersion with some sort of tools like Nicto. Nicto can give us information about the web application. For example, like version information, the header information, and also, as you can see over here, allowed HTTP methods. Of course, this case, these methods are safe to some extent. If the target allows dangerous method like a put, and then we can utilize this dangerous method for our purpose. For example, like upload PHP reverse shell onto the target. This case, nothing like that. Next, we can use GoBuster to do the directory immersion. And we use the X option to specify the extension. For example, like a .php, HTML, or text back. And let's press enter. ftc.html. Of course, earlier although we have already accessed ftc, however, that time we access this as directory, right? And now we can ftc HTML. What I looking for? Of course, we are looking for the vector which allow us to penetrate into the target. Some numbers. Yeah, very weird, but I think this doesn't have some value. All right, maybe this is a sec code, and we can move forward. CTF.html. CTF. Nothing, and we can check the source code, and then robots. So here we got I think we have already got some message or very weird numbers. Before we try to decode these numbers, we need to wait for yeah, it's done. And also another sudo HTML, we can access this file. Sudo. Just sudo it. From the little spark may burst a mighty flame. And then we can check source code. As you can see, this must be username. So then I think as message or hint left by the author. Next, I think we can use Hydra to make brute force against this user test. So then we can launch our test. Hydra with normal L or normal case L and the test. We can use RockQ as our word list. And SSH. And we need to use the S option to specify the port number. This case is not the default port number by the SSH service. Let's press enter. Alternatively, you can use Medusa. However, for me, I'd like to use Hydra. I used Hydra, very often. So for now, we just wait for this to be finished over to see whether we can crack the password for the user test. And then If it can, and then we can log in to the target via SSH service. Of course, this machine is not a real live machine. It's just for the educational purpose. It contains or it's configured, for example, like a sudo directory, and also has a file with extension HTML. So I think in this case, it's important to specify the extension option. Of course, for me, I always use the extension option. If we didn't notice this message, SSH brute force sudo it, maybe we can use, because from this from this source code or comment, we can use this one as username to make a brute force against other types of service like FTP or Telnet. However, for this case, we do not need to do that because the author has already left very clear hint. We need to do the brute force against SSH service. It's a bit slow. However, we must be giving it more time and patience. I hope the password can appear in very short time. Then we can go on. The Hydra has already taken more than 3 minutes. Yeah, as you can see, we got the combinations of username and its password, Jordan. So then we can log in to the target. Of course, this time again, we need to use the option of P to specify the port number to connect to the target. Now we just press enter, and then we can copy the password. I don't type in. I'm a bit lazy. As you can see, we are successfully logged in as user test, and then we can do some local immersion to make privilege escalation. Of course, now we have already gone into inside the home directory of the current user. Normally, we need to check or review the bash history. Which always contains some historic commands. As you can see, a lot of commands executed earlier or in the history. For example, like sudo. So I think this user is member of sudo group. And also sudo power off media. Even we can use this one. I think you know this vulnerability with the sudo. So for now, we just copy this command. of course, we need to provide the password. As you can see from the banner, we can tell that we have already switched our shell to the root user, and then we can navigate to root directly. And then, no need to retrieve the root flag. Anyway, we have already gone through the machine entirely, and I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day.